What is up, everyone? I'm Ryan from Fireside Yankees, and we're live again. We're not going to go as long as we go on our normal live streams. Probably keep it to around 30 to 45 minutes, just because there's not a ton going on. We're going to talk a little bit about Willy Adames. I don't believe we had a shot to talk about him. We're going to talk a little bit about the Bruce Levin report regarding the Yankees and them checking in on Cody Bellinger. We're obviously going to talk about Juan Soto, kind of what we know about the timeline. If you're expecting me to give you guys the juicy scoop about where Soto's leaning, I don't got anything for you guys. I don't know more than what obviously insiders know. Because of that, I don't know much more than the average fan knows right now. So, it's obviously important to, be, for lack of better terms, it's important to, talk about the Soto sweepstakes and talk all about all that stuff. Before getting into everything, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn the notification bell, check out Fireside Yankees on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and of course this YouTube page. You guys can check out Fireside Yankees on all of your favorite social media platforms. It's at Fireside Yankees on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and it's at Fireside.Yankees on Instagram. And you guys know you guys can check me out at Ryan Garcia ESM. With that being said, I also have to, I always forget to do this. This is very informal and for lack of better terms, kind of, I guess the best way to put it is informal of me not to throw up the overlay I have. I always do this. So I'm just going to throw it up now. Pretend you didn't see this. There's still people filing in, so I'm going to assume that everyone saw that. Let's get into the comment section here. So we've got Joel Batista saying, "Hola, what's up, Joel? Hope you're doing well." Anthony says, "Let's go, boys. Let's go, man." Jake says, "Soto won't be a Yankee." I hope you're wrong. I hope you're very wrong. So, there's that. Trevor says, "Hey, what's up, Trevor? Hope you're doing well." What's up, bro? How you doing? I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. I'm doing pretty well. So let's, I'm really excited to get into this. Sadly, the news on Soto being a Met, but it's a rumor. There's no news on anything. There's no news that Soto's leaning any way in either direction. We don't really know. So I don't want people to kind of confuse this situation as there's something we know that's concrete. We don't know anything. We do know the one thing I do give a little bit, like I think it could be true, is that Mendoza's kid leaked an offer. By the way, I'm drinking a seltzer water. I love seltzer water. You guys should also drink seltzer water. It's incredible. I'm just going to tweet this out on the beautiful YouTube page just so that, I can get more people that involved. Anywho, let's keep going through these comment section here. What do you see the Yankees getting this offseason? I hope Soto, but if it's not Soto, I don't know. So, I think a lot of this is tied up in Juan Soto, and we don't really know where he's leaning right now. The LB channel says, "What's good? How you doing, LB channel?" Robbie24 Cano says, "What's up?" Hey, Robbie24 Cano. "I want Christian Walker and Nathaniel Lowe at first base next season." I think both are excellent options. I think Walker's a better player, but I think Lau is a better investment, if that makes sense. This is also granola bar. What's up, John? Just doing this first. I've also been looking ahead at the answers to kind of see how I can answer them. Daryl Griffin goes, "Did you hear about Mets offer being leaked by Mendoza's son?" So I think that has somewhat of legs. I haven't heard anything that would, I'm not like a source. That's what I want to clarify here. But the reason I think there's legs is just because that account's been up for a little bit. Secondly, it'd be a little weird for somebody to cosplay as the son of Carlos Mendoza. So I think he knows something. I don't know if I think $700 million for 15 years, if Heyman's report from today is right, that he thinks all four of the main players, and I have said consistently, I don't think the Dodgers are really main players in this. Although that was more speculation. I do think to an extent that he's right, that it's in that ballpark range because Heyman said it was right. And Heyman's pretty plugged in with Boris. So there's that too. I don't know. I think there is legs to it, but I obviously can't confirm that. And if it's the offer and other teams are close, that's what you'd kind of expect. This is the kind of player who deserves a $700 million contract. Soto's a generational talent. This is the kind of guy who, of course, is going to break the market in that regard. Tim King of Jordan says, "Ryan, yo, what's up, man? I hope you're doing well. Anthony says Soto, Bellinger, and Fried, is that a W offseason? Absolutely. Soto, Bellinger, and Fried is a huge win of an offseason. I 100% agree. Poly market thing was stupid. I agree. It's a very volatile thing. It's poly market. I'm sure at some point you're going to look at poly market. I'm going to look at it now, and it's going to change again because that's just how this works, right? It's more of a measurement of what the feel is at the time than a metric that is going to get you an outcome. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying this to say that Soto is not going to sign with the Mets. I'm not saying this to say that Soto 100% isn't going to the Mets or whatever it may be. But look, the odds for the Red Sox climbed and they dropped again. And the Yankees, like this kind of stuff is strange. It's weird. It's volatile. The Mets dropped from 80% to 49%. Why would that happen, right? I think that it's really crazy to think that poly market would have a better read. That poly market would have a better read than actual insiders. No one really knows anything right now. If it was that high, it would indicate that the Mets were close signing Soto. I don't think that's true. I don't think we know. I don't know what knows. I don't know if anyone knows anything right now. Literally, thanks to this channel and the discussion yesterday, I'm convinced Soto will be a Yankee. It'll be the best decision for him. Mets, Sox, close. Look, I hope that we can give you guys rational takes. My hope when I talk about Soto isn't to make people walk away and think that the Yankees are going to sign Juan Soto. It's so that people understand that it's foolish, and I use the word foolish strongly here, that it's foolish to believe that that the New York Yankees don't have a very good chance at Juan Soto, that the New York Yankees aren't aggressively pursuing Juan Soto, that the New York Yankees don't have a situation that's inviting to Juan Soto. Those are the things that I want to dispel. And I'm sure there are other fan bases, whether it's the Mets fan base, the Red Sox fan base, the Blue Jays fan base, that also wants to emphasize that there are narratives being pushed by people that aren't true about their ball clubs. If you're a Yankees fan, you're hearing the Yankees aren't going to pay up. The Yankees are broke. The Yankees can't afford Soto. The Yankees aren't good enough. They need a spread. How are they going to help Soto out? How are they going to give him support? The New York Yankees won 94 games and went to the World Series. You can talk about the American League all you want, and you can talk about how bad the American League was. But the New York Yankees have really the majority of their personnel remaining from that 2024 team. The players who are no longer on the 2024 Yankees as of right now, the two best players from that group are Gleyber Torres and Clay Holmes. Gleyber Torres is a solid player, but Gleyber Torres put up a sub-2 WAR last season. That is not irreplaceable. Clay Holmes, the results were good in terms of ERA, FIP, strikeout rate, ground ball rate. I think Clay Holmes is going to be a good pitcher where he goes. But if you look at his leverage index, how he performed relative to the importance of the situation, he had a negative win probability added. So in terms of how he impacted the Yankees were hurt more by Clay Holmes than they were helped in the regular season. Postseason, different animal. That's where that's why I say Clay Holmes is a loss. Gleyber Torres is a loss for the same reason. Turned it up in the second half, turned it up in the postseason. But Verdugo's not a loss. I think Dominguez is a better player. Rizzo's not a loss. I think Rice is a better player. And the rotation remains untouched. So Soto would come back to a situation where the one part of the team that truly got worse is the bullpen. The bullpen's taking a pretty significant hit. You don't have Tim Hill. You don't have Tommy Kahnle. Those are two pretty big losses if you don't bring them back or you don't replace them sufficiently. So, that's where I'm willing to open to that argument. But the Yankees are also very good at finding relievers. So, when people say the Yankees aren't good enough to have Juan Soto and go compete, I think that's bullshit. Look at the Red Sox roster. Look at the Mets roster. Those are rosters that currently aren't good enough to compete for the World Series. Even if they add Juan Soto, they're still far away from being the best team in their respective league. The Red Sox can sign Juan Soto. If we signed Max Fried, and if we signed Willy Adames, and if we signed an outfielder, we would be better than them. If the Mets signed Juan Soto, they would still be worse than the Dodgers, and I'd have a hard time believing that you'd give them better odds of winning the NL East with just Soto, no other additions added, than the Phillies or the Braves. So that competition argument doesn't make sense. Now, in Soto's eyes, he could view it as the Red Sox have better long-term goals because they have a better farm system. The Mets have so much money that I think they could spend and fill out their holes. That's up to him. That's where it's his discretion, not mine. But I'm just saying the competitive aspect of it, I think that's bullshit. The last thing I'd want to dispel is this idea that the New York Yankees are poorly ran. The Yankees lost 8 important parts of their organization to other teams, including the Red Sox, including the Marlins, including the Mets. Those are two of your competitors right there in the Mets and the Red Sox for Juan Soto. Desi Druschel, huge part of the Yankees pitching development. He was excellent with pitch shapes and pitch design. He's someone the Mets plucked for a reason. They gave him a lot of money to do his job with the Mets because he is very good at what he does. Trevor Amicon went to the Minnesota Twins. He was the Yankees AAA hitting coach. He's now their assistant hitting coach. Joe Maglacchio went from the Yankees minor league hitting coordinator to the Marlins hitting coordinator. There are levels to this, folks. The Yankees are a great organization. They do what they do well. Other teams are aware of the fact they're a good organization. Players are aware that this is a premier franchise to play for. This idea that the New York Yankees do not appeal to Juan Soto is stupid. It's crazy. And anyone talking to you about that does not know how baseball works. Do not listen to them about the Juan Soto sweepstakes. Carl Mendez's son pulling a Tim Hyer son. I remember that, man. I do remember that. Would you rather Frieder Burns this offseason or Dylan Cease next offseason? I would want Michael King. I want Michael King back. Which do you think is more realistic? Durbin, Jones, and Stroman for Bellinger and Horner, or sign Christian Walker? I'd say sign Christian Walker. Spencer Jones does not have much value to the Chicago Cubs, who have a surplus of outfielders. Seiya Suzuki's under contract, Ian Happ's under contract. Pete Crow Armstrong just showed last year that he's a capable center fielder. They don't really have a lane for Spencer Jones. And I don't think Spencer Jones' value is high enough really right now. I apologize. I just drank some seltzer water. You're now just eating? No, I had a pretty good lunch. I'm just having a granola bar because it's just good so I can keep my energy levels up. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Taz Patel says, what do you think the contract ends up being? I said 15 years, $750 million on the show today. I'm going to stick to that. I think it's 15 years, $150 million. That's what I think. I still think it's going to be that, and I think the Yankees will come close to that in their offer. I don't know if they'll hit that number, but I think they'll come close to it. We'll see. I saw that rumor regarding John Heyman. Not sure if it's true or not because I can't see it, obviously, but I'm pretty confident in saying that it's got to be somewhat correct, right? It's got to be somewhat correct. Like, I don't think he said in the ballpark. He was very loose in his wording, very up to speculation. I think he's kind of guesstimating a little bit, but the guesstimation, I think, has to be somewhat close or correct. Thoughts on the Red Sox final meeting with Soto and the Mets have final word? Okay. Want to clarify two things, guys. Number one, the Red Sox requested, keyword requested, that meeting with Juan Soto. Whether he grants it or not has not been known. It was reported that Boris and Soto have yet to confirm that they've granted that or not. I don't think they're going to confirm it because it doesn't really make sense to, but I'm not inside these negotiations. I don't know what Juan Soto wants. What if Juan Soto wants to be a Red Sox? Then I guess he would want that. I'm guessing he would want that at that point, but I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. I can't say this with confidence. I don't know. Yeah, I could be wrong. Polymarket predicting the Mets will sign Soto. Same Polymarket. Look, I get it, but Polymarket, again, like look at Polymarkets. Just look at them in the last hour. Look at where the Mets stand. The Yankees odds keep shooting up. The Red Sox odds are shooting up, and the Mets odds are crumbling. You mean to tell me that the Red Sox are going to sign Juan Soto? I disagree with it. I don't think they are. I think it's interesting that the idea of that meeting even linked. Also, I forgot to talk about the Mets final word. I don't think neither the Yankees or the Mets ones were reported. Those were, for lack of better terms, those were speculation. It's what Ken Rosenthal believes he would have done, and it's what Mark Feinstein believes Boris will do. This is what they believe they'll do. What they believe they'll do is different than what they'll actually do. We don't know what they'll actually do. We really don't. So that's where I'm at. Would love to add Soto, Bellinger, Horner trade at a starting pitcher and Roki Sasaki. I would love that too, but I don't think it's happening. I don't think Sasaki's heading to the Yankees. I'm very confident he's a Dodger or a San Diego Padre, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Isn't it weird how Luis Severino's an A now? It's super strange. It's weird to look at, man. I can't believe he signed a $67 million deal there. I really can't. Sign with the Yankees, compete for a championship every year. Roster will upgrade. It's not the Red Sox. Still wouldn't be a serious contender. Roster needs work. I think the Red Sox would be good. I just don't think they'd be the best team in the league if they signed him. If Stern's crazy enough to potentially have the best starter he signs be Clay Holmes, he might be crazy enough to do it, and it might be crazy enough to work. That's where I'm at. Judge and Cole are in the primes of their careers. The time to win the World Series now. Signing Soto gives them the best chance for the Yankees to win the World Series. Chris, I absolutely agree. I couldn't disagree at all with this. I couldn't agree more with you, Chris. It's 100% true. The Yankees recognize this too. Look, when Jack Curry talked about Soto on the Michael Kay show, he didn't mention anything that was like interesting. And I don't say that hearing Jack Curry talk isn't a spectacle. It is. You always want to listen to Jack Curry talk. But I mean that more to say, I don't think it's fair. Like, he obviously wasn't going to say anything that isn't known because he doesn't like to speculate. But something he did mention was that the Yankees are aware of the kind of player they're dealing with here. I think the Yankees are more than aware of the fact that Juan Soto is a once-in-a-lifetime talent. You can't replicate Juan Soto's free agency. He may be one of the best free agents in sports history. The Yankees have to pounce on it. They have to pay a ton of money. I'm sorry. It just is. He has to. He has to do it. He has to do. The Yankees have to do this. They have to. Has there been news about Alex Bregman with the Yankees? Because in my opinion, we need someone until Jazz leaves. I don't think they're signing Alex Bregman. I think he had a 6-year, $165 million deal with the Astros on the table, and I don't think he said yes to that. So that's a little bit concerning if you're the Yankees and you want to sign Bregman. I don't think he's going to sign that kind of deal. I wouldn't sign him to a $200 million deal or a $250 million deal. I don't know how he's going to age. It might go to 800 mils, which is crazy. I think we're going to see it settle around 750. I think it'll settle around 750, the bidding. I don't know if he'll take the top off from the table. And here's something else that's important to know. And this is something that for some reason people don't want to talk about. And I'm just kind of grabbing myself a little bit with this blanket because it's freaking cold. The Toronto Blue Jays, according to Chris Cotillo Sean McAdam of themasslive.com, Andy Martino of SNY.com, both of them mentioned that the Blue Jays are expected to have the most aggressive bid, be willing to match or top any offer. And both of them mentioned the Blue Jays as not likely suitors for Juan Soto, or not likely to land Juan Soto. Not 0% chance, but not likely. I find that very fascinating. Don't you guys find it very fascinating that a team that's willing to offer top dollar for a player isn't the objective favorite, or at least the co-favorites alongside the New York Mets? To me, that indicates that money isn't the only variable here. Money won't be the only thing that determines where Juan Soto signs. I'm very confident in saying that I don't think that Juan Soto will just go to the top bid, because if the Blue Jays are the top bid, I don't know if he's going there if the other offers are close. So I wonder personally if the Yankees just have to be close, or if the Yankees have to top offers. That's where I'm at. That's realistically where I'm at. So take it as you will. Take it as you will. I want to look at Bryce Harper's rejected offers in 2018. See what offers he turned down. He turned down a $300 million offer from the Nationals, although a lot of money was deferred. So that doesn't really count. I want to see some of the offers he turned down. And I want to see the same for much. Like, I want to see what would have happened. The Giants apparently offered a 12-year, $310 million deal. He rejected it. He got that deal before signing a 13-year, $330 deal. That means that he took a deal that was lower AAV, higher total money. I find that very interesting. I'm going to look at the other $300 million options he rejected. So yeah, we'll see. Like, I just think it's very interesting. Not that every Boris client takes the top dollar, but he seems to want the biggest overall number at times. But again, I just have I'm very curious about the money thing. I think the money thing may be a little overplayed, just a little bit. Okay. So yeah, we got someone just spamming here. Jesus Christ. Yeah, NYY on top. Guys, do we think do I have to suspend him? What do we think? Someone tell him I'm sorry. NYY on top. I gotta send you back. Yeah, I gotta put you in timeout, buddy. All right, he's in timeout. Sorry. I apologize, everyone. I'm gonna get through these questions quickly. I've been really slacking on these. Let me get through these. All right. We were at Okay, Mets will not be the Dodgers with Soto. I agree. I want that lie. The National League is so tough. Even with Soto, Padres, Dodgers, healthy Braves are better. I agree. You could argue the Phillies. Without Soto, this Yankee lineup will be the 2013 Yankees lineup. It will be bad. They'll be in last place. They won't be in last place. They won't be in last place. They won't be last place. Yeah, they won't be. I don't think they'd be in last place. So, yeah. This has been a massively tight-lipped free agency. Yeah, no, we don't really know much more than we knew yesterday. We just know the timeline. That's it. And we knew the timeline yesterday. So, I don't think we learned anything new today. That's really where I'm at. Citi Field is a home run ballpark. Soto swing is best suited for Yankee Stadium. I think his swing is suited for anywhere. That's the one thing I'll push back on. I think that Soto swing works everywhere, So, yeah. Let's see. Watch Joe Caputo of the Shift 2. John Heyman saying, yeah, I saw that that Heyman said that. Look, I don't care. He said not heavy favorites, that being Heyman. I don't love getting involved in the favorites, not favorites thing. I think there's no way to know who's the favorite, right? There's no way to know who the favorite is. I received Paul's. I love this trade for the Yankees. Love it. I think the Yankees trade Cody Bellinger trade Cody Bellinger and Nico Horner, Anthony Santander, Roki Sasaki to Yankees. If they don't sign Soto, yeah, I could see this. I don't want the Yankees to go crazy if they lose Soto. I'm worried they'll rage by not to get bad contracts. I agree. You just go get Soto. If you're going to go be this rage spending team, rage spend on Juan Soto. Rage spend on Juan Soto. Just spend it. Spend it all on him. This is great. I like this. This is not a dumbass idea. Jock Peterson's first base experience. I'm all in on this. I love this idea. I love Jock Peterson so much. I love Jock Peterson so freaking much. Jock Peterson I love him. Guys. I love him so much. I would love for him to be our first baseman. He just isn't going to play. He just isn't going to play first base. I'm going to be honest. He just isn't. I still don't buy what John Heyman said regarding the $700 million report, because I think he was very speculatory, very weird, very weird. It was very, 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 very weird. So I only say it's weird because speculative. It's just, he wasn't very firm. And again, I just think that people aren't 100% sure. Without Soto, we really are the 2022 Yankees all over again. That's a team that did win the division and won 99 games. That was a team that won more games than the 24 Yankees. So there were worse. You could have just used the 2023. If we're going to talk about bad Yankee teams or like not great ones or underwhelming ones, just talk about the 2023 or the 2013 and the 2014 or the 2016 Yankees. Don't talk about 2022 Yankees. They were fine. They were fine. They were fine. Brandon never believed Heyman. He's not reliable. I don't know how reliable. It's tough. He sold his soul basically to be a Boris kind of like pipeline. So, yeah. If the Dodgers sign Soto, they'd have to have a big S on your chest. Won't tell you what Yankee fan will think the S stand for, but it isn't stupid. It isn't super. I like that. Let's see what we got. Anthony, absolutely not Anthony Santander. He's injury prone. I don't think he's injury prone. I just don't like his overall profile and how age. He's a bad defender, big power guy, not a lot of OBP. I'm a little concerned about that, just a little bit. Preach. Thank you, man. I think the Yankees should think differently with pitching so valuable. Look, I agree. I think the Yankees should sign a big-time starter. Not saying it should be both, but I'm saying it should be one of them. The reason I say one of them is because of the fact that they can then control the pitching market. They've got multiple starters they can shop. It could be a Heel, it could be a Schmidt, and they can get a young, controllable position player, someone who could really help. I really do think it's something that the Yankees should look into. So it was number one priority for sure. No, he's not hurt. Brandon Moore. Hey, Ryan, it's Zach from the group chat. What's up, Zach? Hope you're doing well, my man. Appreciate you showing up and showing out and showing love. What underrated relievers do you think we can consider trading for or signing? And what are some decent bench options? I don't want random players on the bench. For relievers, Jose Leclerc, Jacob Webb, Austin Voth, and Hobie Milner. There we go. I was thinking lefty. I was like, God damn it, I have a lefty off the top of my head. Those are the guys you should be looking at. And then for bench players, I don't know. I haven't really looked into the bench player market. I'm not going to lie, guys. I think the Yankees are going to be pretty tight-lipped. Not tight-lipped. I don't know if the Yankees are going to do much with their bench. I think Durbin, Cabrera, not Durbin, excuse me, LeMahieu, Cabrera, Trevino, and Grisham will be their bench on opening day. That's just how I feel. The counter to Soto being into the farm system, that the Yankees had 2 top 3 rookie of the year contenders and will always acquire players to keep up no matter how the farm looks. Yeah, they're always able to just acquire more players and they draft decently well. So, yeah. If our offer's even close, it's going to be hard to make that the case that it's a 50-50 between the Yankees and Mets for Soto. Just had a career year batting in front of the MVP and won a pennant. Look, hitting in front of Aaron Judge is something that's extremely appealing to any hitter. So I wonder if that does make him sway one way or the other. We'll see. There's no way to really know. Me and tell me he'd be struggling between deciding. I don't know if how do I put this? I'm not sure if it's like the Mets aren't losers. I don't like David Stearns is very good at what he does. I'm very confident David Stearns can do what he can do. And I think if the money was the same, he'd go back. But I don't want to paint this as if this is a loser organization that has no business being in the bidding. The Mets, they went to NLCS last year. David Stearns is a great exec. I think that he's a capable GM and someone I don't think we should look at the Mets as losers. So yeah. Santander is worse than Soto defensively. Yeah, you could make a really good argument for that. Yeah, John Heyman does have Boras telling him to write, but that could be dangerous. He can write whatever he wants Boras to write. Leverage is big for him, whether it's true or not. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I don't know how much to believe in that. Mets equals money. Yeah, I think the Mets should have the highest offer, but God, it's tough, right? Because it's the reports. It's the reports that the Blue Jays might have it that just make me go, huh? Right? Like, not that the Blue Jays are cheap, but huh? How are they going to have the highest offer? The Mets are in this pool. The Mets should have the highest offer. I'm not saying that's a challenge. I'm just throwing that out there. Yankees offense walks a little too much and hits a little too low. I do think they're a little too passive. There's some guys who are a little too passive. That's it, though. I think that for the most part, the Yankees are pretty decent with their offense. What's good, man? How you doing, Drew? The White Sox sucked this year. Hey, you debuted. Yeah, I really wanted Shane Bieber. But I think I saw a report that he took less money to stay with them. So, is what it is. Not so family fun vision. How you doing, my man? Hope you're doing well. $150 million. Wow, that's cheap. Yeah, that's not a lot of money, but I think the Bregman's going to take a lot more to sign than that. I don't really think the Yankees are going to swim in those waters. Did you think Kin knows ball? Absolutely knows ball. Red Sox, no reason. I think there's a reason to sign with the Red Sox. I just don't know if that reason should appeal to Soto as much as the reason to sign with the Yankees or the Mets, which is fucking money, right? Waiting for Morosi to tell us where Soto was on a plane to. That would be really funny. Right? Yeah. Do you buy what only said that Suzuki's going to sign with the Dodgers? He didn't say he's going to. He said he already believes his mind is made up and that he believes, for lack of better terms, he believes that the decision has already been made and that the decision will be the Dodgers. So, whether that's true or not, could be wrong. Whether it ends up working, we'll see. We'll see, guys. We'll see. Enjoy the Soto because MLB will need to make big changes, and I believe they will in terms of salary structure. He's not going to the Dodgers. Who the hell is Poly Market? It's like some betting thing. I don't really understand it. They got an election light, which great. You had one or two options. Congrats. I don't know, man. I don't know. You'll no say. Soto will be Yankee guaranteed. Hope you're right. Yeah, Trevor, we struggle to feel good about where I'm at with my game, though. We love you, True Thor. We love you. What's up, LI? LI Yankee King being here is great. Soto, come home, bro. Well, if he goes to the Mets, he's still in New York, but I get what you're saying. Thoughts on whether Rice gets on the roster next season? I don't think he will, but I think he should be counted out of being a good hitter in 2025. So, yeah. Ryan, the A's will flip Sevy at the deadline. It's a perfect strategy for them. Hey, look, I don't know what they're going to do with him, but it's possible. It's definitely possible. Poly Market rates betting odds. Gotcha. Can Will Cohen of ESM, how you doing, Will? Can Soto sign today? I hope he does. It would be great. Did you see that video of Jack Flaherty? I can DM it to you if I can't find it. Oh, please DM it to me. Thank you, Trevor. Move Jazz to second. Yeah, I don't think they're going to, I don't know if they'll do that, but it's definitely on the table. Yankees can easily address the no future concern of being Soto a couple of opt-outs, 3 years, 3 and 5. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I can't support the usage of that word, obviously, but I did suspend him. NYY on top. Yeah, I suspended him. Don't worry. Reporting Soto's not a Dodger. He's not a Dodger. Yeah. Yankees gonna go 15 years, 55 per. I don't think it's gonna take 15 years, 55 per. That's what. That's 825. I think it'll take 15 years, 80 per. No one wants to pay in Canada. I disagree. I think there are players who would enjoy it. Mets with Soto will not be the Dodgers. Soto wants to win and have a chance at a trophy, play with the MVP. It's a no-brainer. Better hope Judge doesn't start hitting in October. Yanks beware. Yeah, look, the Yankees. It makes sense that both teams would want. It makes sense that both teams would benefit from this, but the Yankees have to show that they want him with that money. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Yankees need Soto at all costs. Yep. Once it's over, $700 million, just pick your preferred team, right? Look, I think Soto knows who he wants to go to. I just think he's gonna have to pick it. Like, it's weird. Soto free agency doesn't really like. How many free agents have been just a straight bidding war? Like, I'm not saying this to say like Bryce Harper. It was a weird situation, but I also think part of that was because the incumbent team wasn't really willing to make the offer needed. If Bryce Harper, I think wanted to be with the Yankees, so I think he would have chosen the Yankees if the money was there, but the money wasn't. They didn't even meet with him. You know, Bryce Harper is weird because I think the teams that you would expect to be all in on Bryce Harper didn't show up. The Nationals didn't show up to the party the way you thought it would. The Dodgers didn't show up to the party the way you thought they would because they didn't offer him long-term money. The Yankees didn't show up the way that you thought they would because they didn't really make much of an offer. And obviously the Nationals only offered $300 million, heavily deferred, 10 years. That was the start of the offseason. So, you know, I think Machado and Harper experienced very weird markets. And I think that's why it ended, not even being a bidding war. I think at some point these two teams just like, here's the money, here's what we're going to offer. And, you know, they took what they could get. But in most cases, these are not bidding wars. You know, team players kind of know where they want to go. And they know who they're willing to take offers from. We'll see if the Yankees are the team that Soto really wants to go to. So, yeah. What do we got? I love Seiya Suzuki. I did hear that he's not on the market. I did hear he's not as nearly as available as people think. So please be weary of that. Also, Jack Flaherty, this video, I'm going to just, if you don't mind, Trevor, I'm just going to play this.
Everybody wants to ring. Yeah, thank you for getting Elliott ring, though. I feel winning the World Series.
Let's see what he said.
We're going to repeat, man, this year? Everybody wants to ring. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I don't think Flaherty's coming back to the Dodgers, too. I don't know where he'll go, though. That's will never have Soto. I disagree. I don't think it's fair to say that they won't have him, right? So, yeah. What we heard you the first time. Okay. Yankees passing Soto. How long until the next big free agent in baseball? I don't know. I haven't checked. If the Yankees would have gotten 2018 Harper in 2018 wouldn't have been in this mess. Yeah, that's fair. I can hear you on that, you know. So we shall see. Yeah. Agree, Steve-O. Once it says over 500. No, it does matter. It does matter. I think it does matter. Juan Soto will either be a Yankee or Met. He will not be going to Red Sox, Blue Jays, Dodgers, and of course not the Phillies. He's going to meet with the Phillies. So yeah, NYY suspended him. I wanted to stop the Stanton deal. Yeah, that was the goal. And I don't think the teams that were supposed ended up being in. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know. I suspended. I don't know when he comes back. Who's Drew P? Off, dude. Oh, I almost said it. You almost had me. You almost freaking had me. I didn't say it. Damn, man. This fucking close to saying it. I almost said it. Yankees need more hitters and less walkers. Okay. So you don't want Christian Watt? No, I'm joking. Ryan, can we honestly put this straight? Soto will be a Yankee. This match made in heaven. House said himself. He knows his job. His job. There's nothing better than being a Yankee, Soto. I hope he agrees, but we'll see. I do think Soto wants to come back, but that's just a gut feeling, right? Like, these are all gut feelings. We're all Yankee fans. If this was a Mets stream, if I was a Mets fan, if I snapped my fingers and we're in an alternate universe, this is Fireside Mets, I'm a Mets fan. You guys are all Mets fans, and we're talking about Soto, be like, Soto just wants the most money, right? He just wants the most money. He'll come here, Big Stevie. He's going to do it, right? So, like, we're all fans. We're all speculating. We'll either feel like we were right or that we were incredibly stupid by the time this is all done. So, you know, I just want to throw it out there, because I don't want you to walk away thinking what I'm telling you is that the Yankees are 100% signing Juan Soto. It's just, again, let's be rational. Let's be rational about this. What are the facts? What is fiction? Soto wanting to come back is fiction. We don't know that. That's not verified information. That's not fact. That's assumption. That's gut check. That's a feel, right? Yankees are competitively offering for Soto, bidding for Soto. That's fact. Yankees have an attractive situation for Soto. That's fact. The Yankees are a great organization. That's fact, right? Those are the things that I really want to emphasize: the facts versus the feel, right? We want to talk about what we know, not what we think we know. Can't speculate, folks. I guess we can, but I'm saying I don't want to. So it's not that I don't want to. I don't want to mislead you guys. So don't swing for power and Petco. Yeah, Yankee Stadium I think was a good fit because I think he was just able to be loose and free and just kind of smoke the ball all over the place. So yeah. Can you talk a little bit about the salary cap change over time? There seems to be an assumption that a very high AAV this year will look moderate in 5 years. That sounds very reasonable for the market. Yeah, I mean, let me give you an example. Let's talk about Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper was $25 million a year. So, I think it's really interesting. I think that it's a matter of like every year teams are just going to top offers. The next time a superstar free agent comes out, we're going to see someone making a ton of money. And Soto's contract will look better as the years go on for sure. Does anyone find it convenient every Red Sox reporter is bringing up the Mets and Yankees both quoted as Yankees rivals? Look, I think it's definitely something, but I also think that it's just a matter of these teams are East Coast teams and they know that Soto's willing to play there. And if it comes down to it and that, they have a chance and they're going to pounce on that chance. Why not? Right? If you have a chance at Soto, why not? Doesn't matter how much money that fool Steve Cohen has. Mets don't have starting pitching to be World Series contender. Look, they can pay for it, right? And that's kind of the thing here. They would be under luxury tax, I think, if they signed him at $50 million, I think they'd be just pressing the first threshold. So, they have money to work with here. Not touching Santander. Hope you're right. Soto staying put. Dude, I hope you're right. I hope you are all right. I don't want to sound like a Soto doomer. I obviously hope you're all right. I just, again, want to be objective here. Want to be fair to all teams involved. Soto will come to my team, the Mets. Let's go, Steve. I hope you're wrong. Don't need a Cano 2014 part 2. Big difference. The Yankees never really tried for Cano. Buy Burns, free, trade Rodon, Stroman, and Cortez. I don't think they're going to trade Rodon. I don't think it makes sense to because I don't think they're going to get anything back. I think they'd have to attach a lot to trade him. I also don't think they're going to be able to sign both the top starting pitchers on the market and sign Juan Soto. So I think what's more realistic, sign Max Fried, sign Juan Soto, trade Stroman and Cortez. Clark Schmidt for Benjamin Donovan, who says no. Maybe the Cardinals, maybe, but I would do this in a heartbeat. And I think the Cardinals would heavily consider doing this. Jock might not even try buying a glove in 2025, lol. He should. He should come play first base with the New York Yankees. Peterson's a platoon guy. His numbers against lefties the last couple of years aren't horrendous, so I'm going to push that back on that. No way the Red Sox are over 700. Technically, it hasn't been reported that it's over 700. There's no firm report that everyone's hit 700. There's firm reporting that it's getting there. It's getting there. Would 4 to 5 good players be better than a high dollar Soto contract, though? Can the Yankees compete with the Dodgers and spending to build a good team? 4 to 5 good players is 4 to 5 not great contracts compared to, having Juan Soto. Juan Soto is the best contract of that group. Juan Soto is the best player of that group. Combine Corbin Burns and Willie Adames' WAR from the 2024 season and Juan Soto's, and you have 2 players who don't combine for as much value as Juan Soto. That tells you enough about how good that player is. Look, I remember when Jack Curry, before Yamamoto signed the Dodgers, he never said the Yankees were the favorite. He said they felt good and they felt confident. Never did. He never said that. So I think it's unfair to put that on Curry. He just said he reported from the Yankees' perspective. That's what he's doing. Reporting from the Yankees' perspective. They feel good. They feel confident. All we care to know from Jack Curry, and I'm going to sit this again. All we care to know as Yankee fans is whether the team is legitimately in on the player or not. Because for the Yankees, at least, and kind of entertain this for a second here. I think Yankee fans who will back me up on this. The Yankees go get players that they really want. When they really want the player, when they truly covet the player, they go get the player. The exception is Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Shohei Ohtani. The exception for Yoshinobu Yamamoto was that he wanted to play for the Dodgers. The exception for Shohei Ohtani is that he wanted nothing to do with New York. Those were the 2 guys that he desperately coveted who he did not get. It's very rare that the Yankees really want someone. They didn't really want Bryce Harper. They didn't really want Manny Machado. That reflected in their bidding. They did pretty much want Patrick Corbin, but not to the point where they were willing to top that Nationals bid. That shows you they wanted the player, but not desperately. They desperately wanted Aaron Judge back. The numbers that they gave him reflected that. They desperately wanted Garrett Cole. They gave him $324 million. They gave him the most money for a pitcher ever. And it only got topped 5 years later by Yoshinobu Yamamoto. They really want this player. They really want Juan Soto. Usually they back it up financially. We'll see if they do it this time. Maybe they don't. But they really want the player. And when they really want the player, and that's why Jack Curry is important, because when the Yankees really want the player, they usually get the player. That is what I'm trying to say. When they really want the player, they go get the player. When they really want the player, and in this case, that's what we wanted Curry to say here, that he was going to say that we really wanted the player. He really wanted the player. And he got the player. So, yeah. We need a good second baseman, a good first baseman, and a few others too. We need average play from first base, and we need average play from second base, and we need average play from left field. If we get all three of those things, we're a better team in 2025. John Soto to the Giants. Love that. They may improve 5 games just replacing Holmes. I don't think that's the case. I think their improvement would be like 1 game, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's not fair. Like, I don't think that's fair to Holmes. So, yeah. Let's see. Ryan, would you buy low on Reed Detmers of the Angels? Absolutely. I would consider it. I don't know what he's going to cost, but yeah. Lol Drew. Anthony Santander's, yeah, he's a Walmart brand Juan Soto. I would love Doval. I would love Mike Soroka, both in bullpen roles. I'm confident because Howell and Cashman said in person when they hit, were living in person when Soto hit the 3-run home run. I hope they know that holding the trophy was solely Soto, and I hope they don't forget that ever. I agree. I would 100% agree. That's true. John Kerry said last year about Soto, the Yankees felt very confident. Yeah, the Yankees felt confident. You can feel confident missing the player. And this could be true for Soto too. It's just hearing that the Yankees really want the player. That's the most we can know without the player signing, right? That's the most we can know without the player signing. That they're in, they're competitive, they really want the player, and the money is showing it. Let's see. What are the odds we get Devin Williams via trade? I'm going to say no, like low. You know what I mean? I'm going to say low. What you learned from watching the World Series? I learned Dodgers role players, like Edman, Kike Hernandez, and Teoscar Hernandez perform way better than the Yankee role players. Look, I learned that, the Yankees just need their role players to step up, and hopefully their role players step up this season. We'll see. If he gets 800 from the Yankees, I wouldn't be upset. Same. I'd rather the Yankees overpay Juan Soto than miss out on Juan Soto. Any ideas of who you trade Heel and Schmidt for? Brendan Donovan, right? That's a good player to shop for. Yeah. Soto, Burns, trade for Williams and Bellinger, want a rise with Donovan, but don't see that happening, unfortunately. I don't think they could get Bellinger, Burns, and Soto, only because Burns is more expensive than Fried, and maybe they could get, I think they could do Soto, Williams, Bellinger, because I don't think Bellinger's going to cost a lot prospect-wise. Williams will. Bellinger and Soto up the payroll. Williams doesn't really up the payroll, but I don't think they should really invest huge prospect capital into Williams. I'd rather them do that on a bat. Jesus, the hater. Austin needs to be a good fourth outfielder, hits left-handed pitching well. I like that idea. I like that idea. So it was very close to me that the Expos are coming back to the league and offering a league-shattering $2 billion deal. That's hilarious. I love that. Jays are desperate. They should be. You should be. If your team is not desperate for Juan Soto, what are we doing? You should be desperate for Juan Soto. I'd be desperate for I'm desperate for Juan Soto. So, yeah. 15 for, we go 15 for 15, we get him. Yeah, I agree, but I don't think they're going to do that. Brian Cashman got a room full of escorts at the winter meetings. It's hilarious. I read that the Cubs would be interested in trading Suzuki. I would love that path if we don't sign Soto. So, yeah. It's not going to come down to money. It's going to come down to legacy. Juan Soto staying with the Yankees. You don't know what's going to come down to. That's what I want to emphasize. We don't know that. We don't. You can say that you can guess that and you can be right, but there are people who are guessing it's going to be money and they could be right. So, yeah. I got 15 for 705 for Soto. I think that's the number that it gets it done. We'll see. So let's look at the landscape of the National League. Dodgers, Padres, Phillies, Braves are 4 of the 5 best teams in baseball, with the Yankees being the only AL team in the top 5. I think the Orioles have a good case for being the top 5. They are losing Corbin Burns potentially. I'll walk that back. But their offense should be very good. Soto's numbers in Fenway would be insane. They would be. But his numbers would be insane anywhere because he's really good. I hate the Guardians. That's fair. Yankees with Soto didn't beat the Dodgers. Okay. Do you think the Mets really go to 750 plus? I don't know. Maybe they would go to 750, but I don't know if they go to 750 plus. We'll see. I don't know. Judge needs to move to left field if Soto is signed. Dominguez is much better in center field. I don't think Judge is moving to left field. I'd really appreciate if he did. Correa was, I don't know what Correa what. Oh, A-Rod was, but he really wanted to go to the Mets. I forget what the context of this. I'm so sorry. I'm just kind of blowing through this. I apologize, man. I really do apologize. Anyways, I'm sorry. My internet's bugging. I apologize. Dominguez will be better than we think in 2025. Look, Steamer projects a 112 WRC plus. If we got that, I'd be very happy. All I want for Expos is Soto and Burns. All I really want is Soto. I just want Soto back. If Soto's back, I can live with whatever. Hope all's well. Go Yanks. Hope all's well with you too. MLB at Marathon. Harb missed a good chunk of games with the Phillies. That is true, but that's because of Tommy John. That's a little weird. Soto's the Mets fools. Love you, Dre. I hope you're wrong. What's good, Ryan? Hope you're doing well. I hope I'm doing well too. And I hope you're doing well. Will Dominguez's UCL be healthy enough to be pre-Tommy John surgery, Jason? Probably. Probably, right? But if Yankees go 700 million plus, Soto will be back. I hope you're right. I don't know. Yo no sé. Ryan, if the Padres were to put Machado on the block, would you ever consider that? No. His contract, I think, is pretty bad. I don't think he's going to be very good for very long. Could be wrong, though. Also, hope Jason's working on his defense as well. I do, too. Mets have nothing to offer better than Soto, but the Yankees and money. Well, that's a pretty important thing to offer, right? Like, it's not like nothing. It's pretty significant. Kick trader creator, nah, it's my boy. I'm not kicking him. Corner reports, bidding's at 700 million. I don't think he's worth it. Kayla, I understand why you may feel that way, but I disagree with why you feel that way. I think Soto's worth it. LB is struggling with TV deals. He's right. Salaries are going to be a problem one day. Not for me. Not for me. Not for me. Not for me. Anyways. Yankees just said they will sadly not be getting Soto. All right, NYY on top. Hi, Ryan. What's good? Ethan is my boy, Ethan. This is the GOAT right here. Soto, no question generation, about 700 million. Crazy, lol. I'll do it. I'll fucking do it. Bum pitchers are getting 14 to 18 million per. Yeah, it's interesting. Guys who are kind of project pitchers are getting a decent amount of money. So, we'll see what that means, right? We'll see what that means. So, yeah. Apparently, nobody offered Pete Alonso anything. Yeah, because he's going to wait for the market to go. He's going to wait for the market to go. Don't see the Yankees going to 14 or 15 years for Soto, but they have publicly said in the past that they do not do these type of contracts. I just don't see. We'll see, right? We'll see. No matter what happens with Soto, Wells, Volpe, and Dominguez need to hit better. Yeah, they need to be good players next year for the Yankees to be good. So, yeah. Can't wait for this shit to be over. I can't either. I'm like, yeah, my mental health is awful. Is Chase Anthony a player we could see next season if he's healthy? Maybe. Hampton be in the conversation in 2026. I think he could do it in 2025. Forget Jock. Last stream convinced me that they got to get Gary back to platoon. I like that. I do love that. Ken, if you're here, you should want to hear this. Yeah. Understand Soto wanting a payout, but if you care about the team, wouldn't you take a reasonable offer for the team to build around you? No. No. Look, let me explain something to you guys. Teams, it's not the player's responsibility to make sure the team doesn't make bad financial investments or that team develops well. It's the team's responsibility is to, like, the player's responsibility is to do what's in the player's best interest, because the team's going to do what's in the best interest for them. So, yeah, yeah. 9 times out of 10, the Yankees get the player they really want. It's really rare that they don't, and we'll see if they're right. Yeah, we'll see. We shall see. Can't wrap my head around that much money on one player. You have so many issues to address. So do all these other teams, and they're still probably willing to do that. Yeah. Really odd. You think we can get Soto and Fried? 10, 20%? So not zero, but not high? We'll see. Clay Holmes is one of the greatest pitchers we've ever seen. This is a great point, Ethan. Poly market volume is tiny. Bet looks to be 10K. If I bet 5K. Yeah, no, look, I agree. I with the poly market stuff, like, I'm against, oh my God, poly market's so crazy. I'm against all that stuff. I don't think poly market's very helpful in this scenario. The Mets odds just cratered. Just went down to like 40%. Like, it's stupid. This is stupid. I can't believe I'm looking at this. This is stupid. Is Jacob deGrom healthy all season and maybe trade for him? He's not going to be healthy all season, and we're not going to trade for him. DeGrom, huge gamble. Yeah. I've heard nothing about Tanner Scott, Soto, Belly. Let's go. I think Tanner Scott's good. I don't think the Yankees should pay him the money. So, LeBron to the Yankees, per my sources. I'd cry if my favorite team had LeBron James. I love LeBron James. He's the greatest. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. The greatest to ever do it. feel the Yankees make a lot of trades this offseason. I think they'll make multiple. Maybe not multiple massive ones, but multiple. Juan Soto signed with the Mexican League team. I did also hear that per my source as well. So John Heyman. Yeah. Yeah. If all the teams are now at or north $700 million, seems like a preference thing and for his team and should help the Yankees case. I think what helps is that if the Yankees are going to 700 million, why not go to 750? Right? If you're going to 700 million over 15, right? Let's say you're going $700 million, 15 years, which is like the ballpark range Heyman mentioned. That's 46.6 million. You're just going up like 3 points a year. So, right? Like, just go for it. Just do it. Ethan doesn't know ball and sucks at chess. Hey, he's very good at chess, and he does know the game. You both know the game. They're my friends. Come on now. Why are the Dodgers still even in on Soto with the reports of them? Because why not? Why not like be in on that? Why not be in on that? Right? Why not? Move Judge Chambers. That's funny. I love that. If I don't want Burns, I don't know if I want Burns because isn't he already declining? His strikeout rates, yes, but I thought I saw something with his cutter stuff plus over his last 5 starts and improved his sweeper. He added a sweeper. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, as a Mets fan, I don't want him either. That's fair with Burns. I don't think the Mets are going to go get Burns. Soto and Dominguez for a decade. Dominguez is good, of course. Hi from PR. Juan Soto, let's go and sign. I agree, Norman Soto. The Yankees have a max on years. I don't know if they're going past 10. If they weren't going past 10, they wouldn't be in this. Yeah, I agree. It's encouraging if it's true because it means that the Yankees are truly in this shit. $2 million per for 15 years, $50 million signing bonus, $620 million buyout in 2040. That's fucking hysterical. Who's a veteran starting pitcher that we can sign for minor league depth? Would Jordan Lyles or Kyle Gibson be down? I want none of them. Get some like interesting, like injury prone, like high stuff plus starter. So, yeah. Soto is great because of how clutch he is and how young he is. Pay the man. I agree. Gary, come home. Hashtag Gary, come home, folks. All right, man. All right. Like, let's not be fucking disrespectful. Oh, Drew Scott will never do that. He's old. He wants his cut of contract now. Yeah. I do remember the SpongeBob, the Gary come home thing. Soto's scouting grade was ridiculous. 70 hit power, 65 power. Not many prospects, 70, 65. Yeah, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. He's a special player. Clay Holmes underrated. I agree. Paulie Market must really hate the Mets. Paulie Market hates happiness. Yeah. Oh, it's my boy Dame. Source telling me RJ Barrett is a Yankee. Might be obvious who this is. I know who you are. Don't worry. Hope you're doing well, man. And I appreciate you stopping by. You're my dog. I appreciate you, man. Hearing the Yankees are targeting net spend. I would love to add him to the roster. I think, his creativity will certainly boost this offense and certainly boost the pitching staff, potentially help the coaching staff and on the front office go in a better direction. He seems to be a very talented man. Do you see the Yankees going after Tanner Scott? No. I don't want Caleb Durham playing next year. We can't have another prospect in that lineup. I think you can have a prospect in that lineup. I think you can. I agree. You don't want Burns. That K number decline is alarming. With that money, I'll pass. That's fair. Sources are saying Juan Soto hates Edward Olivares. I actually like Edward Olivares. That signing for the Mets. I think it's an interesting signing. It's fine minor league depth. Hey, can never have enough pitching depth. Kyle Gibson, is he pitching depth? Right? Is he pitching depth? Is he really, or is he just like a meatball machine? You know what I mean? So that's really where I'm at. I'm not touching Pete Alonso. Yeah, I do not want Pete Alonso. It's not even a batting averaging. I just don't. I'm good. I'm good on that. And if the reason I also say this is because if Pete Alonso signs a cheap deal, he's signing with the Mets, right? Like if he signs a market-friendly deal, the Mets are just gonna sign him. I don't really I don't know how else to put this. He's not gonna sign a team-friendly deal to go to the Yankees. So do go back to the Mets. Yeah, I don't listen to a ton of his music, but I listen to some of his music, and I've seen some of his stuff. I'm not like a super fan, but he's some of his music is pretty good. So and he's a talented young man. So yeah, Juan Soto's father named bench coach. I love that. I think Pivetta would be a fun signing, but he's got the qualifying offer, and he might cost like $60 million over 3 years. So I'm not sure. If you had to say, what do you think the odds are Yankees get Soto? 45% Yankees, 40% Mets, 15% the field. Is that fair? That's fair. If you make spot starts and getting DFA the next day, no matter how you perform, yeah, you're a meatball factory. And I think Kyle Gibson is a meatball factory. He should be a mid-season signing. He shouldn't be like a pre-season signing. So, yeah. Anywho, look, I'm not particularly sure where this sweepstakes is going to go. I'm going to wrap up soon. I know I said at the start of the show, yeah, I'm not going to go super deep into this, but I ended up going super deep. Pause. Whoa. Pause. But yeah, I think that we're going to see, I think I'm going to wrap this up in the next like 5 minutes or so. Check out Xavier So Based next. He's good friends with Nat LMAO, plus he's Dominican dude from the Bronx. I'll check out his stuff. When do you see Soto signing? What day and time? Tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time. That's my prediction. Or tonight. I don't know. I think it's tomorrow, though. Poly market's the only one betting market. Is the only one is out of a number of them. If they're all saying the same thing, then maybe it'd be a sign of something. Yeah, I agree. The idea that the Mets fixed Sevy was a joke. 2022 Sevy was very good for 100 innings. He was league average last year. Calm down, Mets. I mean, but like you got $14 million of league average run prevention over 170 innings. The point isn't that the Mets turned Severino into a stud. It's that they got more value than the $14 million they paid him for. That's the win, right? That's the win. When is Matt Blake Stan joining the show? I don't know. He I guess he's not around tonight. We'll see. I'd love to have him on though. What's plan B for the Yankees? I'm not sure. So I don't know. I really don't. I don't know what the plan B is. I'm sorry. I feel like it would be Adames. I feel like it'd be Burns or like Fried, but I don't really know. Would you try to trade for Vlad? Yeah, I don't think they're going to get Vlad though. I don't think the Blue Jays. It doesn't make any sense for the Toronto Blue Jays to trade Vlad before the season. They should try to extend him. And if they don't extend him and they're bad midseason, sure, trade him, tear it down, sure. But I don't think that should be the way we view this, right? Like that doesn't seem particularly fair to. It feels unfair to view them as a. View them as a kind of like a farm system. They clearly have interest in keeping him. So, yeah. Yankees won't be outbid by the Mets versus Yankees for Soto. I agree. I think that the Yankees would have to the Mets aren't going to lose because they got outbid if they lose. They're going to lose because Soto prefer to go somewhere else. That's the only way I see the Mets losing. And that's why I say it's 40% Mets, 45% Yankees, 15% the field. So it was cool for us. Thanks, Mr. Greg. Yeah, he was solid for the Mets. I do agree that he wasn't a stud, but I don't think any Mets fan would compare him to like a Cy Young contender. So, yeah. Let's see. If we don't sign Soto, yeah, look, I would love Vlad, but no, I don't think it's going to happen. Vlad will be a Red Sox by 2026. I do think Vlad's going to go to the Red Sox. I do kind of feel like him liking that post is pretty interesting. Vlad is a Red Sox, not next season. Pete stays with the Mets. Wait, I wrote that wrong. I'll wait for you to write that right. Who do you think Yankees should get for their bullpen? Cheap guys like a Holby Milner, Jose Leclerc, that kind of guy. So we'll see. Yeah. Vlad's a Red Sox in 2026 if Pete stays with the Mets for next season. Yeah, I agree. Yankees should sign Romano. I'd be in on that. He seems healthy. So, I'll be in on that. I'd be in on that. We'll see. We'll see. I'm trying to read this John Heyman article that published at 7:21. I'll give you guys some of the deets. I'll actually read this. You guys want to do a read along? Does anyone want to do a read along with me? We're going to read this John Heyman article together. Bidding in the Juan Soto Derby is expected to hit baseball's magic $700 million mark, with the heated competition that still pits 5 big market teams, including the Mets and incumbent Yankees, nearing a historic end. At least 4 teams, Mets, Yankees, Red Sox, and Blue Jays, are thought to be at least in the range of the record figure previously attained by international superstar Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani's World Series champion Dodgers, interesting enough, are one of the 5 finalists, behind the bidding, but apparently not eliminated due to obvious positives. Soto's goal going into the minor was to identify a consistent winner who'd pay what he's worth, which is turning out to be a lot, at least in the eyes of baseball's key decision makers. That line is interesting. That's interesting. So he wants to go to a winner that is going to pay him what he's worth. So money's a variable, winning's a variable. It isn't believed that any team has separated themselves financially yet, which is making the decision difficult. Plus, altered offers today were said within the last day or two to still be coming in, which can complicate matters. Soto's known to be patient anyways, see his at-bats. And with all 4 high bidders carrying strong positives, but also some negatives, it shouldn't be a surprise he's carefully weighing a decision that could affect the next 15 years, although there's presumably at least one opt-out wherever he goes. In the meantime, fans and higher-ranking executives are growing anxious, mostly about Soto, but about how they may pivot should he go elsewhere. Once he signs, expect a flurry of activity at the winter meetings, which unofficially begin Sunday. Some may wonder how Soto, as great of a hitter as he is going to outdo the uniquely amazing Ohtani, who set a record-setting $700 million deal and is valued by MLB people between $437 and $470 million, figuring in his unprecedented $680 million in deferred money. But consider that Soto, who turned 26 the day of Game 1 of the World Series versus the Dodgers, is 4 years younger than Ohtani as a free agent. The other factor is that Soto doesn't appear to have geographic preferences affecting his market, as to have been the case with Ohtani, whose other top choice by the Dodgers was the incumbent Angels. Soto has already played for 3 teams with only 1 year in the Bronx, albeit a generally happy and productive one, with him posting a 989 OPS and the Yankees reaching the World Series for the first time in 15 years. Despite old rumors that he prefers the East Coast, he very much enjoyed San Diego as well. The American League champion Yankees possess the best roster of the 4 high bidders. That surely plays in their favor, but Soto did reportedly have questions about their farm system at the meeting, which was a generally positive meeting. That would seem like a minor consideration for a team that only posted winning seasons since 1993, but it's his call and he's looking into the future. Well, the Mets, runners-up in the National League, are clearly on the upswing, and deep-pocketed owner Steve Cohen gives them all sorts of possibilities. Their roster could be sort of a question mark. With so many key free agents either gone, Luis Severino, or unsigned, Alonso Quintana, their team looks unfinished. The Red Sox at their meeting stressed their excellent prospect list, their history of Dominican stars, and their excellent Fenway Park fit for Soto's Pattinson opposite field line drives, but they have to deal with the fact they finished last in 3 recent seasons. The Blue Jays, who like the Mets, carry the potential to be uber aggressive in the bidding, look like a much better team on paper than they showed in 2024. But their big stars are both free agents after 2025, so their future may look like Yankees, Mets, and surely Dodgers. Then there's a wild card in this derby, the Dodgers, who have the best roster and are very well positioned to dominate in coming years. That stinks with a very stacked pitching staff, a versatile roster, Ohtani, and they're also hoping to add Roki Sasaki and re-sign Teoscar Hernandez. The possibility of joining what looks like a super team is certainly keeping them in a derby where the other 4 teams are understandably all more motivated. So here's what I get from that. Yeah, nothing. That's what I got from it. I guess you feel good if you're the Yankees because no one separated themselves financially. I guess you feel good if you're the Mets because you still can drop dick on an offer. And you still feel good if you're the Red Sox because you're in this thing. Blue Jays, financially aggressive. You should feel good about that. I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I feel kind of like the same I did before. I don't want to read into anything too much. I think that's a scary, scary endeavor. So signing a lifetime contract and won't just be money. That's fair. Do you think the Yankees could acquire one of the Mariners' starting pitchers? Probably not. I don't think they have the farm system for it. Romano is an ARB guy, higher money. Interesting. But he's 29. About Robertson, I would like David Robertson. Popcorn reading, I could do that, but it would you guys are delayed. So when you guys hear what I say, it would take a couple seconds until you guys get it. So that's why I didn't do that. That would have been really funny though. Yeah, you're just kind of yapping. You're just kind of everyone's kind of got a shot. Sure. I'm sure everyone has a shot. So, we'll see. We shall see. With that being said, look, I'm not really sure where Soto's going to go. I hope he's a New York Yankee for life, but I guess we'll find out maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. I'm a little worried that the Dodgers haven't been eliminated from this, but I wonder if that's a leverage thing. We'll see. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys staying around, tuning in, checking me out, checking out Fireside Yankees, checking me out. Pause on that one, by the way. If you guys enjoyed this kind of content, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell. Check out Fireside Yankees on all of your favorite social media platforms. And, of course, you guys can check me out at Ryan Garcia ESM on Twitter. I guess it's Twitter, not X. Fireside Yankees on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and of course this YouTube page, all under the handle at Fireside Yankees, except for Instagram where it's at fireside.yankees. And you can check out empiresportsmedia.com for written coverage on all of your favorite New York sports teams, including, of course, your New York Yankees. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love you guys so much. Let's go Yankees. Hopefully the next time I stream, we have Juan Soto on this team. I will stream. I'm probably going to stream. I want to stream tomorrow. I'll definitely stream if he signs. I want to stream Sunday. Again, I'll definitely stream if he signs. And, that's kind of how it's going to. I'm going to go stream every day of the winter meetings. Unless Soto already signed at that point, then we'll see. All right. Thank you again, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.